Is he ready? You just asked him.
Well, we're not starting the recording. I'm just starting the stream. We'll start the stream. Get that rolling. Jose, you're usually the guy that does the check to make sure streaming is working.
Okay.
Last week was a complete cluster mess because the computer didn't want to work. So I feel like we got it going this time. Yep, we are live on the YouTubes.
Yeah,
I'm not going to believe it until Jose confirms.
It's live.
And we are live on the YouTubes. Casey, we got to do something with Casey's background. It's still like he's in the Matrix. He's like halfway in this world, halfway in Delaware, and it's annoying.
Please commit to one of the worlds,
Yeah.
Casey. This one or the one, I mean, come on, man.
I'm wholly half dead.
Is that it? You're dying, or are you transferring like to another universe or
Come on.
dimension?
Chronicles of Riddick. You never seen that?
I have, but
Shit, I don't know,
it's
man.
been Chronicles of Riddick and the one before that. What's the
Pitch Black.
Pitch Black.
So good. Those movies are so good. I haven't watched those in a
Are
long
they?
time. Yes,
But don't you think if you watched them now, you'd be like, what the fuck did I think? How
Maybe.
did I think these were good?
Maybe.
I think that's how it would go.
baby. But at the time,
Honestly.
I really thought they were good.
At the time, there was like a lot of things. Like there's a lot of music you thought was good, but go listen to that shit.
Oh, it's also that's the only thing I still listen to. I'm still listening to the same thing from 1996. What are you talking about?
Same.
Right. Well, okay, music. I'll take that back. Music now. Is there music now? I don't even know.
Okay.
Today's music is garbage.
I don't know.
They were good.
Kesha's pretty good. I'm kidding.
I'm out.
There's a group called the Struts. You have to check them out. I found them on Spotify by accident. It's very 80s rock with a modern twist.
like cock rock, like
Kinda, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yes, I'm totally into them right now.
Excuse me, man. What was that?
Don't tell me you don't know about 80s cock rock, dude. Hey, you know what? Just Google that shit. That'll
No,
fucking-
not on my computer,
Yeah,
not in my house.
80s cock rock.
Okay, we're off the rails here.
Say goodbye to the rest of your week.
All right, Jeff, are you ready? We'll do the countdown and get started and roll into it. You ready?
Sure.
All right, 3, 2, 1. Hey everybody, it is 6:30-ish Tuesday night. We are live on YouTube as we are every week at 6:30-ish on Tuesday night. We are joined tonight by Jeff Henderson from Truck Nucks. How you doing, man?
I'm doing good. How are you guys doing?
Good. And I was scolded for saying Truck Canucks just to make sure that
Because you're being a smart ass.
I was being a smart ass because it's spelled truck, Truck,
He got me,
Nucks,
though. He got me.
Knucks, Truck Canucks, and we'll discuss what it is and why you need it. But let's start off with you. What do you? Where are you at in the world?
I'm in Santa Rosa, California, Northern California, about an hour north of San Francisco.
Okay, all right. So you're in the expensive
Yeah.
part.
It's gotten there. Yeah, everyone's moving from the
expensive
city
part.
north, so it's gotten crazy.
Are you a California native? You grew up here?
I'm a Navy brat, so I've lived all over the West Coast. So I was born in Southern Oregon, lived in Ventura, San Diego, Hawaii, Mountain View by San Jose, and then up by Seattle and Bremerton, Washington, where I graduated. And then I moved to Santa Rosa out of high school, and then I was in Southern California for 13 years. I actually lived in Corona, kind of by where you guys are. Yeah. I was out in Costa Mesa, but I worked for a skateboard footwear company down there for 13 years. E-America Footwear down there. So.
Oh,
Very familiar with E-America.
Yeah, I was there for a while.
Very cool. So what's your, let's start with what your background is. I mean, it sounds like you've been all over as a Navy brat, and then after high school graduation, you moved around. Was that work related? What's your current gig?
Yeah, so I've currently, I just started up this Truck Nucks brand. I've been in marketing for about 20 years, and right at the beginning of the pandemic, I got laid off from a job, and knew that there wasn't going to be anything in marketing right then and there. So I just completely switched gears and started doing CNC machining.
Oh, nice.
My brother-in-law, he has a machine shop. It's called Woodall Manufacturing, and I hit him up like an hour after I got laid off, and I just was like, "Hey, I'm not really sure what you do, but it sounds interesting, and I wanted to kind of check it out. Can I just come hang out with you and watch what you're doing?"
The only thing my brother-in-law had was this podcast. So
Bullshit.
I hope
Bullshit.
that the machining works out good for you.
Bullshit. You were offered a job.
Was I offered a
Yes,
job?
you were offered a job.
you were
offered a job at my last organization.
Did that seem like a good decision?
Look, whether or not I'm there, you could still be there making that money. That's on you, dude.
Okay.
Use,
It's not like I'm working for free.
Hey, Jeff, you
But-
use Fusion 360, Mastercam?
I use Fusion 360. Yeah,
Whoa.
All right,
Whoa.
guys.
He knows the stuff.
Pull your zippers up.
Whoa.
Like, this doesn't have to be a competition.
No,
Is that the flux capacitor version
yeah,
3.0?
you know,
Hey,
or
fuck
which
you
one?
guys. You guys go off on HVAC tangents. I'm gonna go on a machine shop
CNC.
tangent here.
Okay.
All right, whatever,
It's your time to shine.
Mr. Fancy Pants. Well, I think that's interesting.
Yeah.
Like, you're right. My wife was in marketing, and pandemic, she got laid off, just like everybody in marketing.
She got
Yeah.
into machining
And
too?
I wish she would have gotten into machining. That would have been way more beneficial to me. But the fact that you were able to make that shift and go, okay, this is probably going to be dormant for a while. I'm going to move into something else, and I'm going to make the assumption here that the machining led you to go, oh, I can build things, and then the marketing went, hey, I can market things. Maybe I'll start something on my own. Is that kind of how the evolution went?
That's exactly how it went. Yeah, I mean, I knew nothing about machining. I didn't really even know what my brother-in-law did. So I hit him up, and I'm like, "Hey, can I come watch over your shoulder?" And so he was out in Turlock, Central Valley.
Yep.
So about two and a half hours from me. So and my in-laws were out there too. So I started going out there, and he actually said, "Hey, I'm so busy, I could actually teach you how to do some stuff real quick and start paying you and get you going." And I was like, and then teach you along the way. I was like, perfect. So
Hold on, Matt
started
decided
working with
to
him.
open up bubble wrap on the microphone.
Sorry,
so
you know what I
sounds like,
and I realized that, and I stopped.
It sounds like it's one of those rain apps. Go ahead, open
Maybe
it up.
it's a ASRP or something. You know, like-
ASR. ASMR.
AMS. Oh, no.
ASMR.
whatever it is.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, so basically I started seeing what he was doing, and he's doing a lot of work for a few different people, but one of his main things is making parts for Martinez tools. And so if you guys are construction, you probably know about Martinez. So he machines like their speed squares and some other parts for them. So that's what I was starting to do with him, was just kind of running parts for him doing that. And then there's a lot of free education online on how to CNC and how to use Fusion 360 and all these different things. So at night I would just be doing that only, and just like soaking in as much as I could, and then going into a shop and then actually getting the hands on, kind of learning from him too. So he was a huge help. And then about 8 months into that, I ended up buying my own machine, and I have a CNC machine in my garage. And I kind of started taking on work from him, and then also stuff. I partnered with this company called Xometry, where anybody that needs parts can kind of go to this website and upload their stuff. And I'm an independent, partner with them, and so there's a job board you can pull things from them and stuff. So I've been doing work for them for the past 2 years, and so that's been like kind of my main thing. And then, like you said, I just started doing this stuff, and it's a lot to learn. So it took some time to really kind of figure things out with the machining. And as I was doing stuff, I saw that what he was doing with Martinez tools, and he's making their stuff. And I saw some other friends that were making pocket knives and flashlights and things like that. So my friend that does Reaver Arms, and he does really high end pocket knives and things there, and flashlights. And so I just started seeing what people were doing with machining, and again, with my marketing background, it's like,
no brainer.
Let's figure something out. And so I didn't know what that was going to be. I was just thinking about different things. And I have a Toyota Tacoma 2019 a TRD Sport, and so
I mean, it's cool. It's cool.
Sorry.
Sorry, I don't know if you guys are Tacoma guys, but
we love all vehicles, but we
do.
also bag on
But I
all
also
vehicles.
I also like to
matter.
make fun of anything but a Nissan
you,
Frontier.
you, you could you could be driving the brand new
Exactly.
the Rivian.
Could've
We
been
would
a-
still say it would suck. It
Oh,
doesn't
yeah.
matter.
Well, anyway, it was a truck I've been wanting for a long time, and I got one in 2019, and so I was really stoked on it. And so I've had my truck, and I got laid off, and I was just doing things, and I was thinking about maybe I could do something with the truck. I was trying to think of different things I could be making, and I was looking at my truck bed, and I was like, oh, there's this track system, and I wonder if I could come up with something that could fit in the track that could I've seen people that make things with hold shovels and axes and things like that. And so I just started looking at it, and I saw the manufacturer truck, or no, the bed cleats that come with it, and they're plastic and it's whatever. And I was just like, oh, it'd be kind of cool to do something a little different with those, because I use them, and I have like a net that I use for when I go camping and things. And I just didn't like how the manufacturer
they're cheap.
Work.
Yeah, they seem cheap. Exactly.
Yeah, they're not great. I mean, they function, right? And if you're you're the kind of guy that twice a year throws in some stuff in the back of your truck and you just need to rope it down, fine.
I was going to say, I think you've hit like a really good point here, because I bought. So I have a 2018 Frontier.
Sorry,
and I have the track system, but I bought my truck used, and it didn't have the sliders or the supports that the stock supports. So I've been looking like, maybe I can go to the junkyard. Nobody supports Nissan stuff, so it's not like I can just go find some aftermarket. But even still, you're still looking for, like, as a price point, even for OEM, like factory. They still want like an ungodly amount, $70 a piece or whatever for them, and it's like they're like plastic. As soon as I pulled these out of the box, I was like, oh, wow, okay, this is like machined aluminum.
Yeah.
This is quality right here. So there it is. Yeah.
So
I was trying to bring them up, but I got yelled at because I was unpacking it.
So I've got one here in my hand. They literally, so I feel like there's some background in, like, you had a rough childhood or something, and that's where. So they look like machined brass knuckles, but only for like shack. Like, you can't. They're so big.
Yeah, they're big. Yeah,
and then they've got the knob, the knob to tighten them down. But what I really the knob. Sorry. You gotta turn the knob. You gotta twist the knob. If you twist the knob, it gets tighter. What I like about it is each of the 4 holes in the knuckle is big enough for a rope or the big hefty what's it called, tie downs. And then I like the fact that there's 4. So you could
at different varying angles,
right? So you can, it's not just one direction. Like, you can put it in the center of either side of the truck and still get multiple directions.
Again, because we're a podcast, imagine like a set of brass knuckles, but the base of the brass knuckle, like where your wrist is, that's the attachment point to your track system. And so that gives you like all your fingers, right? Different angles to kind of shoot from, and get you a little more as far as options, or like, dude, this happens every time. It's like that you have a bungee cord and you're like, God, it's just not reaching, and I'm pulling as hard. I don't want to pull much harder because I like my eyes, and I like being able to see things. And last thing I want to do is snap this bungee cord that's been sitting in the bed of my truck for 5 years. And so it's like, oh, cool. There's like another option to like drop it into. That's what I see as these being really, really great.
Well, that, and like if you had 4 of these, one on each corner, and you're like you're strapping a bunch of stuff down. There's always that one anchor point where you have 3 straps going to it.
Oh,
and then now you hook the loop inside the loop of the other loop.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's like this chain reaction. Well, if one of them goes, they're all going.
Sorry, initial hoop.
Yes.
Exactly. So that's the beauty of this thing, is that it has the separate holes, so you can separate everything out, and you can also put a strap through this section in the middle
right too. Yeah, right.
And so if you wanted to like cross thread and stuff like that, you can do that as well. It'll fit through there. But yeah, I mean, that's kind of where I was looking at the track, and I was looking at my cleat, and it just kind of came to me. I'm like, oh, that'd be kind of cool looking if it would look like a brass knuckle. And then as soon as I thought that, the name just like hit me. It's like, oh, Truck Nucks. Like, there it is.
The fact, 100%. The fact that Truck Nucks was available in 2022 floors me. Like, that's,
I was surprised too. I did a bunch of research. I checked to see, hey, has anybody done this before? I Googled, everything. I couldn't find anybody doing stuff. I found somebody that made them. I found someone that did brass knuckle motorcycle pegs.
Yeah,
you know,
I've seen
and
those.
a couple of,
Yeah.
and then I think in the Jeep there was like these holds
handles, yeah.
that look like brass knuckles, but nothing like as far as like the bed cleats or anything like that. And so I was like, oh, okay, well, let me see if I can design them in Fusion 360 and machine in my garage and test them out. And so I ended up doing that. I made my first one. It was too big, too thick, and I went through a few iterations.
I know how that
of it,
goes. Yeah, it's
Are they aluminum?
yeah. I was
They
just gonna ask,
are.
what's the material?
Yeah, so it's 6061 aluminum, and they're anodized.
Okay.
Yeah, these ones are type 2 anodized. So with I'm getting another batch made right now, and I'm doing hard anodized for the black, but you can't do colors really with the hard anodizing. And so I wanted to have like a pop color, and red seems to be a pretty popular accent color on
Orange is
trucks.
probably
So
orange is in right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're partial to orange.
for interiors,
Yes.
especially like
Yeah.
to make your the, whatever. I think that was last year's.
Last year's SEMA was all orange
Yeah.
interior. Yeah. So on your website, like if you go to the contact page, there's a picture of what I'm assuming is your truck with 4 of these on the rails, the track, and I'm thinking to myself, like, that is probably the most complete anchoring system for a Toyota Tacoma truck bed that I've ever seen. When you think about your product versus, because I had a 2013 Tacoma that had it came with the cleats, and they were they were in the wrapping still. Whoever owned it before me never used them, so they were under the back seat. I took them out and I put them on, and again, they functioned, but they didn't. I didn't have them on there very long. It didn't.
Yeah.
It wasn't a long-term solution. This seems like something that will outlast the truck.
yeah, they're solid, man. They're gonna last a long time. And
We thought about making some that will mount to other places, like to a bed rack or something like that.
Definitely, yeah. So I have a Tacoma, so that's what I'm kind of basing what I was trying to do off of that. So I came up with this design, and it worked for the track system. And then my brother-in-law, who's a machinist, he has a Silverado, and he's like, I don't have a track, but I'd love to have something on my truck. So we're trying to think of something that will fit his truck.
Well,
and
so you probably can't see. You can see it on YouTube. So if you take the track slider out, there's a 5/16 bolt hole right there. I mean,
you can still clamp to a bar.
You could,
or whatever.
yeah, it's flat to where you could clamp to a bar if you needed to. But that hole, you could absolutely anchor that through bolt something.
Absolutely. Oh, 100%. Yeah.
Right. I mean, that's
yeah.
I mean, is my measurement right? It's about 5/16. That's about average, right?
Yeah, it's a 8mm bolt that's in there. So
yeah,
this is America.
I grew up in America. I don't know what that
We're
is.
talking about fractions of an inch, sir.
How many bald eagles is 8mm?
I just kept it with the same the bolt that was made with the truck. So
that makes perfect sense. But I mean, if you take the track bolt, the track anchor out, I think you plenty of options to mount there.
Yeah, there's a way to do it. I mean, you can definitely modify it. I actually sent one out to these guys that hit me up on Instagram who are working on some really old flatbed truck that they're fixing it up and it's going to be in a show. They should send me a picture of it, and it's it's pretty rustic. And they're like, hey, we'd love to try to figure out a way to work with these on the truck. And I was like, well, they're made for like this track system, but I can send you out one of the test ones that I did, and you guys can see if you can do anything with it. And they sent me back a picture, and then they did what you were just talking about, where they drilled a hole in the truck and bolted it through there, and it's on there. And my concern was that it might twist because it's only one hole, but they said it's not twisting. They said they got it on tight enough and stuff, so it seems to be working. So
that makes it so the way the base is notched to fit inside the track, that's what keeps it from twisting in the Tacoma.
Right.
I'm gonna go out on a limb. So we are a Nissan heavy podcast because we're all broke.
That's not
Everybody here is poor. So, but there's
I have a Land Cruiser. I mean,
that just means you're old and poor. You've been poor for a long time. But I'd be willing to bet that the track system and base, like if you had those measurements from the Nissan track, it wouldn't be that difficult to modify the base width and the track bolt. Is that accurate? Like, is that something you can just put in your fancy program and crank out?
Yeah, so that's one of the things I wanted to do. I know that the Nissans come with a track system as well, but it's a bit bigger, I believe. So it's just a matter.
Bigger's probably better, but whatever.
It's definitely at least twice the size.
It's because it's overcompensating.
So,
that's all.
So it's just a matter of just figuring out the size of what that track is, and then just kind of making a minor adjustment to the actual.
Identical. I'm sorry, it's identical to Unistrut that you could buy from Home Depot. I'll tell you right now, that's how I didn't get the anchor system with the truck. The original owner probably stole that shit. I don't know. But I went to Home Depot and I just got the spring nuts from like the electrical aisle, if you're going to bolt like Unistrut or Durastrut together, it's the identical stuff. So, but
yeah, it's just a matter of getting that measurement and then fixing a couple things in the program, in the design. And then, it wouldn't be hard to do. My goal is to test out the market. So these fit Tacoma, Tundra, and then also the Jeep Gladiator has a rail system, and it's the same in the Ram 1500 if you get the options, I guess. And that's made by Mopar, but it all fits the same. So these will fit those trucks if they have that track system. Okay. My goal is to adapt it so that it can mount in other trucks that don't have a track in different ways. There's like I said, my brother-in-law has a Silverado. My friend has a Ford F-250, and we're just looking at ways that we could mount them within there. So I did a few trips over to the dealerships and just kind of looked at a bunch of truck beds. And it's hard when you don't have one that you can make it in my garage. But then okay, I got to go find someone that's got this truck, see if it works, test it out, and then
you're scouring the neighborhood for Nissan. It's like no, it's okay. He's going to be in the local news.
Like in local news, some weirdo is following around, jumping in the back of people's trucks. He's not stealing anything.
He's mounting knuckles to trucks.
He's got the calipers and the tape measure.
I felt a little weird because I was bringing them with me to those dealerships, but I didn't want to talk to the sales guys or anything, so I was just kind of cruising around. And I was at the Jeep dealership, and they only had a few trucks on hand, and it was hard to find one that had any tracks. Like one time I went there when I was first designing it, and they had one, so I was just testing the track bolt, making sure it would slide in and fit, and it did. And then I went back to bring the whole thing, and I was going to try to test it out, but they didn't even have one that had the track. So I ended up finding a friend that has one and tested it out, and it works perfect. It's just like the one on my truck, so super snug on there. But I just find it funny. Like I was trying to dodge the sales guys.
Yeah.
Didn't want to deal with it, but it's just tough. Like when you want to come up with other options for other trucks, it's just a matter of finding people. So I can definitely test something out for Nissan. If you guys have the track system, I could send some down. Let me know if it works.
Very cool. Very cool.
Like I said,
Jose, did your Frontier come with a track system?
It does not.
Oh. Interesting.
I have the base.
Well, I have a Pro 4X. I have that track system. I already have ideas. Like I'll make it happen.
All right, edit right here at 38. Real quick, just be careful of the microphone on your headphones. It picks up a lot of the static. Like if you touch it with your hands or it hits your shirt, be careful with that. I don't want it to ruin the sound. So I'll clip this portion out, but just wanted to make you aware of it. I should have said something beforehand.
Oh, okay.
Can I see that sample piece?
Yes. So now that you've, I will say, successfully created this product, and we just spent 5 minutes talking about the options and the things that you can do to grow it. I think that not only is there an opportunity to grow the truck Nuck to other applications, I feel like you have now the momentum to start building on other things. I mean, I can think of, as I'm looking at that, I'm thinking of all the things that can be CNC machined for trucks, for camping, for, is your mind constantly going? Like, are you thinking about the next thing?
Yeah, I'm definitely thinking about other things I can do, but I'm trying to pace myself because I'm just trying to, this has only been out for a few weeks, and I'm just trying to get the traction going with this and seeing if this works. Yeah,
you've done a good job, because I think I ran across it like on Instagram or LinkedIn or something. I was like, this looks cool.
LinkedIn, yeah.
I'm like, this looks cool. Why don't you come on the show and talk about it?
Yeah. I put out a thing on LinkedIn, just kind of telling people what I was up to. Just kind of checking and pretty proud to build a brand and launch it. So I wanted to let people know about it, and LinkedIn was great.
You do have experience with marketing. That's confirmed now. Like, good job, man.
Yeah, I mean, well, my marketing background comes from skateboarding, and then I was at Lagunitas, and I was in beer, and then the last
front door. No. All right,
Do you have any
Just
more
fucked up
connections?
now.
And then the
no,
and then
we
the
have
last
lost
job-
Matt for the remainder of the evening.
I've been thinking about how to get Lagunitas to sponsor me
We have,
for this show.
right?
and I'm drinking a Elysian. I'm drinking Space Dust tonight. But
That's
yeah.
a good one. That's a good one.
Yeah. Lagunitas.
Yeah,
That's great.
So skateboarding and then Lagunitas with beer, and then I went over to a cannabis company, and that was the last company I worked at when I got laid off in the pandemic.
Really,
But I was
I would
doing
think cannabis during the pandemic, they would need all the marketing they got. I mean, like they couldn't keep it on the shelves.
Well, it was
does
a little
grow like a
interesting
weed.
situation, but I was doing the Lagunitas. They have a beverage that's a cannabis beverage, and so they partnered with a cannabis company to do that. So I was the brand manager doing that brand, but it's just they were in the middle of trying to grow their company and get investment right when everything went down, and so they kind of build up the company a bit, and then this happened. So they kind of put things on hold, and they kind of just had to do what they had to do, and no one knew what was going on with the pandemic at that time. So
No.
that, tons of people
everything
losing their
was-
jobs and stuff. So.
Yeah,
Nobody knew really
Yeah.
what was going to happen. Currently, I manage a project at a hospital in SoCal here, and when COVID happened, it was like, are we just done? We're just not going to continue with the work we were planning.
You
And I was
got
like,
busier,
oh
right?
no, yeah, it's just going to be harder for you, but you keep fucking doing it, and that's what we did. Like we just kept on trucking.
Well, but marketing is so. My wife's been in marketing for a long time, and marketing is one of those things. It's like companies don't they know that they need it. They don't know exactly what it is, and they don't necessarily want to pay a lot for it. And when something like the pandemic hits, it's the first thing they're like, cut that out.
Yeah, we don't need that shit.
Pictures, social media, we don't need any of that shit. In reality, though, that's when they need to double down and prep for the growth and the next thing. But my wife went through the same exact thing. It was like pandemic, everybody's off. We don't know if marketing will ever be a thing again. And I think it's
Frank in engineering is going to take over the marketing.
Yeah, 100%.
And he's got like 150. He's got 150 followers on Instagram.
Yeah.
You know how to use social media, right?
Who's got the most followers on Instagram? You're the new marketing guy.
Yeah.
That's pretty good, dude. For
Frank in engineering.
That's pretty much what I have. From this podcast, it's like 150 guys.
So
a couple of chicks.
So I think it's really cool that first you recognize the need to pivot, and then second had the capacity and ability to pivot and do something different, and then found a way to bring it back to your core.
Did you just burp?
I
like,
did.
while
You
you
got
were
to squeeze
talking?
down. I was trying not to do it, but it would have been better had you not called it out. Everybody would have just thought it was a blurp in their earphones.
No,
But now you called it out. We have to address it.
I'm back this week. I got to make sure that I got to keep you on your toes.
You're a dick. But anyways, you were able to bring it back and back to that brand management and marketing and growth and all that. And has when you were doing mostly the CNC stuff and weren't really involved in the marketing, was there a part of you that was like, I need to get back to it, or did it just happen organically? Like, was there a drive to get back to marketing, or was it I'm driven to do the CNC machining thing, build a product, and now it just happens to be that I can go back and market?
Yeah, I think when it all happened and I started machining, it was actually kind of a nice change of pace, to be honest. I didn't have a million emails every day in my inbox. Like it was kind of a nice break of like just focusing. And I've always liked building things and kind of tweaking out and stuff and getting really into it. So that was kind of what I found with machining, was just really getting into that and just focus. And so it was kind of nice to kind of change it up. But then after a while, I was also kind of freaking out when, things, it's like, okay, it's been a while. I need to look for jobs, because I was doing the machine thing, but it wasn't enough to really pay the bills. Like I was still learning and I wasn't bringing in a ton of work. So, then it was like, okay, what else can I be doing? So that's when I started thinking about, well, I need to try to make something and do it myself. And then in between all of that, I was taking on some independent work for marketing here and there. I did some photography shoots, and I did, I'm currently right now I'm helping out a therapy company in town that's a friend of mine who started something up, and so I'm doing like 20 hours a week with them, marketing and just building up their program. But on the other time I'm just focusing on this. But yeah, it kind of came back around, getting back into the marketing, because I felt like I came up with something that I wanted to try to do, and I was like, I'm going to go for it. I have this idea. I talked to a bunch of friends. just to say, hey, what do you think about this? And people in the machining business, people in marketing, people in automotive, and everyone's like, oh man, this is awesome. You know, this might kill it. You know, you should try to go for it. And so that's, you know, I just started doing it. I launched it about 3 weeks ago. So yeah, I put that post on LinkedIn. I think that's how you found me. But yeah, I launched it about 3 weeks ago, and just so far it's gotten a good response. I've been selling them on the website. You know, I've been using them on my truck, and you know, it's just going good. But yeah, it's just always thinking about what else I could be doing. But I'm just trying to really test the market with this first, see how it's going, if it's going to grow. I might need to move into a bigger shop. Right now I'm in my garage, but if these things pick up, then I'm going to have to pick up production. You know, these are made here in the USA. You know, it's made in my shop, so it's like I'm not sending these over. I didn't have an idea that I'm sending overseas and having them come back. I'm making them myself, and that's kind of one of the interesting things about this whole thing is I'm doing every single bit of this thing on my own. It's been kind of crazy, but it's actually been really fun to learn a lot of things I've always kind of known about, but never really got my hands dirty with it. So I'm doing, I'm sourcing, packaging. I'm sourcing like how I'm going to package these things up, boxes, getting stickers.
Raw material.
It's so funny that, we've talked to a lot of people that start a business or a product like this, and they all say, a lot of people come from marketing or from sales or whatever, and they all say the same thing. It's always that back end piece that you don't really think about until you have to do it. You're like, I gotta find raw material. Where the hell do I find raw material, and how do I get it delivered to my house? Where am I going to store all of the logistics and the material, and then the bookkeeping and all of those things that go into a business? It's like you're like, I got a product, I'm going to make it, I'm going to sell it. Wait a minute. There's 1,000 steps between now and you selling that product. And for people like you that are entrepreneurs and doing it on your own, you have to figure out all of that piece by piece.
Yeah. There was so much that I didn't even think about. And luckily, with the company that I'm doing the marketing for, my friend's dad, he's been helping out businesses grow forever and knows all the ins and outs. He's been in insurance and everything else. So I met with him, and things I wasn't even thinking about was like, oh, I need to have like product liability insurance for these things.
LLC.
People are going to be tying things down. Yeah, I did my LLC. So I have my machining business, which is Hendo Precision.
Okay.
HNDO Precision. That's my LLC. And then I have Truck Nucks as a DBA under that.
Got it. Okay.
But yeah, learning all that stuff. I mean, I had to get a DBA in, but just getting like liability insurance for the product in case anything happens, like someone ties something down and whatever happens, something falls out of the truck, and consume me or whatever. I have to be covered on that. I did a patent for the design of the knuckle look of the cleats, so I have a patent pending on that. Just protect myself there, because it is an easy thing to knock off, so just trying to protect myself on that, but just learning how to do all these things and on that side of things, the business side of things. There's so much that I've had to learn. It's been interesting.
Well, but
and then
I was going to say,
sorry, go ahead.
The interesting piece is like, if you came at it from the engineering side and created a product, you would then be learning how to build a website and market it and go to market. And like, no matter what angle you come at this entrepreneurial thing from, there's always a gap that you have to learn, right? At least in the experience and the people that we have talked to, the solopreneurs that are like, I come from engineering and I could create things all day long, but I have no idea how to post it online or how to market things. You know what I mean? There's always something that you need to learn. And again, I mean, you having the ability to pivot from a marketing background, very left brain, very creative side, and then to go to machining.
I just have one brain.
Yeah. Yours is bad
solid
brain. It's the back brain. It's just all the backside.
It's not
whatever.
front to back or right to left.
What's the impulsive angry side? Is that prefrontal cortex?
The Abdullah oblongata.
Lizard brains.
But you know what I mean? Like being able to switch from the creative side of marketing to the very technical side of machining. And then to come back to that, I think that kind of sets you up to be able to learn all these other components.
Yeah, definitely. And even on the marketing side of things, there's so many. I've always worked with teams of people, and so I would be overseeing marketing as a whole, but there'd be people that would actually do the work of
make it look
everything.
like this.
yeah. I mean, so I mean, I came from a I started off in marketing because I was a skateboard videographer, so I have like video photography background, and that's kind of led me into my career of marketing. But knowing certain things, like I kind of know how these things work, but then to actually have to go in and do it all yourself, like design the website, but then get all the Google Analytics set up in it, and having all these things that work, and advertising and digitally with social media and all these things. It's like I was a part of these teams, seeing how they're all working, but to actually do it myself, I'm learning a lot more.
Yeah.
And it's taking time. You got to dig in a little bit more and understand it more. So that's taking it as it comes, but even like I said, so coming from a marketing background, there's still a lot I have to learn there, and then obviously with everything else on the business side of things, there's still a lot to learn.
Can I take a tangent? Because you've already broken down or spoke about one of my favorite beers, and then you talk about skateboarding. Did you see the Tony Hawk biography? I think it was on HBO Plus or whatever.
I haven't watched it yet.
Yeah, I just saw that.
Oh, dude, how great was that?
It's amazing.
That was like such a, again, that's my era, right? Cab and all those guys, the Pal Peralta and all that stuff. As soon as you said I'm a skateboarding videos or whatever, I literally just watched that maybe a week ago. It was like so rad. Rad. That's a
good movie.
It's really
that was a good movie. Yeah, that Tony Hawk documentary is amazing. Just seeing what he's put his body through, and he's still doing it, and he just broke himself off right when they were doing the premiere, and he's already back on a board now. It's crazy.
It's insane, and when I guess the misconception of that guy, and again, I know I'm on a tangent, I apologize, but the misconception I think the whole time is like, oh, he's just like a SoCal guy, and he's just super talented, and he just does these amazing things. That is 180 degrees from the truth. Like, that guy is committed and literally possessed to accomplish things. And I found that extremely interesting that, it showed the, cause and effect of all the things that he had tried and the effort to make it where he has, and I thought that was a great thing. So I'm sorry again. I just thought that was really great.
He's the Tom Brady before Tom Brady. I mean, he was the guy that would put in the extra time on the ramp.
I wouldn't even insult Tony Hawk with that comparison.
No, what I'm saying is that when people talk about Tom Brady, they talk about his diligence and his work ethic, and he's the first one in, the first one out, and the last one out, that kind of thing. That's what I mean from the things that I have seen of Tony Hawk. He was the guy that was like, I'm going to do that trick, and I'm either going to die trying or I'm going to do it, and he would continue to do it until he got there. I mean, that's that's pretty. I need to make a point to watch it.
Oh, you got to make a point to watch it because again, the 900 is that supreme accomplishment, and he had done it I think during the X Games mid 90s or something like that. I don't follow skateboarding every day. Maybe everybody's doing it now, but they make a point of showing him trying to do it again in his early 50s. The guy's
dude, can you guys imagine me on a skateboard right now? Oh my God, I can't walk without ending in the emergency room. Can you imagine me trying to skate?
Multiple compound
We should do
fractures.
it. We should do it.
to be honest,
I got really good insurance now.
To be honest with you, I thought that was half of the injuries you've obtained over the past 10 years is because you tried to get on a skateboard or you tried to ride a bicycle, not even doing tricks, just getting around. I thought he's very injury prone. Honestly,
I am too.
But to be honest with you, Cody, the good thing is he doesn't know you're injury prone.
Yeah. No, I know.
But he still does it, so
anyway,
there's some bravery.
Yeah.
I guess.
Well, here's the thing. Once you had enough surgeries, you just realize they can fix
This is
it.
part of life.
It's like,
That's it.
you know what?
Yep.
Bones break, they put them back together. Eventually it's gonna hurt, but for the most part, they can.
But your bones have to be
lately,
pasty
yes.
at this point.
Yeah,
now,
lately.
because I'd assume you have marrow in there, and the outer portion is just crusty and stuff. I don't know. I think you're stretching the limits of medical technology.
I have stretched all my limits. I will tell you that for sure. Speaking of skateboarding, though, now that I think about it, I'm going back and looking at LinkedIn. That's how I saw it. So we have a mutual connection in the skateboard and shoe world, and he liked your truck Nucks, and that's how it ended up in my feed. It's kind of insane that you think about someone that came up in marketing in the skateboarding and shoe world.
Don't forget a beer.
and beer world, but through a connection ended up here on this show. It's kind of a random set of circumstances, but
I'm sorry.
It is.
Yeah,
It's awesome how
Jeff,
that works, but
this is probably like a low light for you, but for
no
us,
bullshit.
like,
He's been doing this 3 weeks. He's already on a podcast. We are helping.
well, I mean,
no,
there's
this is amazing. I was so stoked you hit me up to do it. I'm
yeah,
like,
there's
all right, let's
nothing
go.
left to go but up.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
Like,
So
you're still low.
He's
you know,
3
you
weeks
just
in.
started. So
He's 3 weeks in. I'm the first one to ask. So that
This
later
type
when
of
he's
guy
on
we
the
should
Today
get on the show on a weekly basis.
when he's on like
it's
when
nothing
he's-
but up from here.
He's
We
hosting.
can only help.
He's hosting Saturday Night Live. We can be like, yeah, that guy was on our show one time.
When you're on Saturday Night Live, please call us out and
Yeah.
say thanks, Trey.
Yeah. Yep. I will.
But it was.
But to touch on the skateboarding thing though, I mean, you saw how Tony Hawk was, how he pushed himself and was determined, right? So that's pretty much how all skateboarders think. That's how they are. You know, you watch these guys and they try a trick 100 times until they finally land it. Like they're going to push themselves. They might get broke off. You know, I've gone through surgeries myself. But I just think that mentality of like, I'm going to go for it until I get it is kind of what has pushed me through my career. But it's also what's gotten me to where I'm at now, where, you know, I took the chance and I'm going to do something, you know, on my own and go for it, you know, and like if I fail, I'm going to figure out how to not fail and just keep going with it, you know, until
I
it
was
works.
going to say where I got where I am now on the Trail Chaser podcast
in my spare bedroom. It was that level of commitment that landed you in the spare bedroom in front of a microphone.
Well, he's
Yeah,
not in
it
there,
worked.
but all right.
No, I'm saying for you, it was like that. So that's the difference.
Oh.
So his level of commitment is going to land him on Saturday Night Live, like we just discussed. Your level of commitment has pretty much topped out at my spare bedroom. That's where we're at.
I am married to your sister, but I mean,
Still, this is better than that.
Okay. I'll let her know you said that. That's going to be a quick flip from she's mad at me to she's mad at you.
Yeah,
Like,
that's what's going to happen. You're going to piss her off, and you go, "But look at what Cody said." Yeah,
exactly.
I'll have to edit
Thank
that part out. So 3 weeks in, you're already starting to get you're landing major.
Is it really 3 weeks?
Yeah, I think it's like a little over 3 weeks that I started this.
Yes.
Wow,
So
dude,
three weeks in,
man.
you've already landed a major media promotional event.
Definitely.
all
Let's all
14
laugh.
people,
Let's all get it
all
out of the way.
14 people that have heard this are going to be excited about the product. But like looking back at that 3 weeks ago, and you're like, okay, I'm going to do this. I got to imagine that it's been a blur to get to this. Like between when you decided to do it and launching it, what was that time frame?
I think I came up with the idea of doing this in October last year. And so thought of it, and then, you know, since I had the machine and everything, I can come up with things pretty quickly. So I actually had prototypes made fairly quick. And that was kind of once I had it and I knew it worked, that's when it was like clicking. Okay, I made this, it works. Let's go for it. And the blur was just all the other stuff that has to come along with it, ramping it up and production and finding an anodizer. And luckily there's one here in Santa Rosa that I found that I work with that, you know, is close. But just all the things. How am I going to get material delivered? Because I can't get it delivered to my house. So I have to use my friend's business and get it delivered there, pick it up. There's all little logistical things that I had to figure out. But it was definitely a whirlwind. I mean, I was thinking, I can make this happen pretty quickly, but then you realize, like, nope, things take time.
Now you need to find a corrugated box manufacturer that will make you boxes or provide you boxes. And then now that you have the boxes, you need the foam that goes inside. And I need bubble wrap, but I need that bubble. Like I can only imagine the layers of check boxes that need to be done before you can actually ship one out.
Yeah, I mean, there was a huge list of things that I had to get done before I even wanted to talk about this and get it out there. You know, I wanted to have everything dialed before I even told anybody about it. So I did that and, you know, built it all up. I had a few friends that knew what was going on. I was, you know, getting their advice and things. But for the most part, most of the people I knew didn't really know what I was up to. And then I just put it out there. I'm like, here's what I got. You know, this is what I'm doing. And I got a great response on LinkedIn, like tons of people commenting and were stoked for me. People that I've worked through in my marketing career at a lot of different kinds of companies, and you know, multiple people called me and like congratulated me on starting something like this because I think a lot of people would love to have their own business and make something and I don't know, they were like, you did it, like you're doing it, this is awesome. So that made me feel good, you know. It's like I actually committed to it and made it happen. So at least I can say I did that.
Yeah. And I feel like another tangent here. I feel like LinkedIn. I've really shifted my social media consumption to primarily consist of LinkedIn. I feel like the
I'm sorry.
The LinkedIn the vibe on LinkedIn is very much more uplifting and promoting and excited for people to start new jobs and excited for people to start new businesses. And
it's because half the, like, if you wanted to comment on something, it's like already set for you. Hey, why don't you
I'm not talking about
say
those.
congrats to this
Yeah.
guy.
No, I'm not talking about those.
You just, like, I do that all the time. It hasn't worked for me. Like, congratulations on whatever the hell accomplishment at work you just achieved. You know, that's why it's positive. It's all preset. It's like you want to be positive. It's
because
all it's going to take is like pushing the yes.
Because
and then
it
you're
knows
positive.
if you give people the option, they're going to be jackasses. But anyways, I do feel like it's a much more uplifting community.
I'm in agreement with that last statement.
Yeah. It's interesting how fast things can spread. You know, I think it actually works how you'd like social media to work, like the way that things happened and how I saw it with this. It was like, oh, I'm getting contacted by people I haven't seen in a long time. So it was just kind of cool how that worked. But it is a cool way to go. But Instagram, I'm just trying to build that up right now. That's been a little tougher. But
Instagram's
slowly but surely.
It's you know, I don't know what the algorithms are to get there, but
it's a fickle
it's a
beast.
very fickle. Well, you're now you're one more person following than you had a couple minutes ago.
You're welcome.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Sweet.
So it's at Truck Nucks. Truck Canucks.
Canucks.
Like the hockey, like hockey, the hockey team.
Yeah.
The social media stuff is, I mean, as you know, it's probably a full-time job trying to make it grow. I mean, we throw stuff up there randomly with no thought or predetermination, and you know it's
for better or for worse.
It is what it is. But it's a full-time gig trying to make that grow.
Yeah, definitely.
What are you looking at? You know, 3 weeks in. I know it's early, but what are you looking at for the next 30, 60, 90 days? Like, have you laid out a ramp up process? Are you seeing the response that you expected, and how are you going to respond to that?
Yeah, I mean, again, 3 weeks in, I started off with a small run. I had about 20 sets of these. I sell them in sets of 2. And I'm getting down to the last few right now. So it's been good so far. I have an event that I'm going to do on Saturday in Roseville up by Sacramento. It's a Tacoma and 4Runner meetup that Tacoma powered and 4Runner powered. Those guys on Instagram and their companies, they're putting this event on. So I was just following those guys and kind of saw this thing happening. And I hit them up and said, hey, are you guys doing vendor booths? And they got back to me and yeah, you want to do it? So I was like, this is the perfect place for me to kind of really get out there in front of the people that, you know, is the audience for this product. So, so I got that coming up on Saturday. So I've just been, again, doing all the stuff around that, getting banners made and, you know, getting my booth, how I'm going to set it up, like, you know, just all that stuff together, how I'm going to display the Chuck Nucks. So
the best way to do it is just throw it up and see what happens.
Bright orange tents, be attractive.
I would say that every time we've ever set up a booth, it's always like different than it was the time before. But we haven't.
It's crazy how you can make things happen with, you know, when I was at Lagunitas, I was doing field marketing. So we did a ton of events and, you know, we're setting up tents all the time. And there's always something going wrong with like, oh, I got to hang this banner, but I can't tie it to this. How are you going to do it? So you have to, you know, troubleshoot all the time and just figure it out. But.
I had a
zip ties
bag,
for sure.
I had a bag that had rope, zip ties, and
duct tape.
Just in case. We'll figure out a way to get that banner up.
Yeah.
And I remember Casey and I got into an argument one time because he was trying to clip it to the table because he thought that would be a good idea, and the clips kept springing off and falling down, and it's fun. Events are fun though.
How do we integrate Jose's Fun Box into the?
You need a Fun Box. You
Yeah.
need a fun box. Let me
It was a
explain
hit.
the fun box.
What is a fun box?
Oh my god! So I don't
What
even know.
is a fun
I don't even
box?
know how it happened.
Yeah.
It's all
But
perspective, I guess.
Yeah. It's a little different for everybody.
So we took a Tupperware box, like a I don't know 56 quart or something like that, a bigger one. Cut a hole about the size of duct tape.
A fist.
Yeah, just big enough to get this part of your arm in, and we threw swag in there: stickers, candy, keychains, whatever, koozies, raffle tickets.
Yeah.
And so anybody that came by, we gave them the option to reach into Jose's fun box. And I don't know why it became Jose's fun box, but
People were waiting in line. Oh,
People-
people were waiting in line.
people
to do
could
it.
not wait to
became a
get their
thing.
hand inside Jose's fun box, and we would make them look at Jose while they were doing that. It was most uncomfortable.
Wow.
and
Eye
what we-
contact the whole time.
Yes, the whole time you have to look at Jose.
Yeah.
And we put like raffle tickets in there, and if you pulled
Put
out a raffle
candy in there.
ticket, you
We
got
put
a
candy in there.
shirt. It was like it was a lot of fun. It was a way because we would make a big deal about it every time someone got in there, and then a couple of our listeners would show up, and then Elam came in and he wrecked Jose's fun box, almost
it's not
ruined
the
it
same.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
it's
never
never
been the same since. But yeah, that's a fun thing. One time, one of the first events that we went to, I borrowed one of those
spinning wheel
spin
thing.
wheel from
Oh,
work.
yeah.
And then we just wrote like koozie, hat, shirt, sticker, whatever, and people would come up and spin. Man, people love that stuff. People love
They do.
something to do at
They
a
love
booth.
swag. They
Pro-
love games to win swag. Like
Yeah.
whatever.
Pro tip: don't put all your stickers out on the
Yes,
table.
don't put all your
'cause
stickers because there's a 12-year-old
Yeah.
that will collect them all.
Half
The
or
first
half the table.
a
Yeah.
lady that's walking
Yeah.
by that
Yes.
has no idea what's going on, but
What-
she sees a sticker.
One of our favorite things in the world is to like have business cards out and then have kids walk by
Yeah.
and pick them up and like they're picking at the corner. Is this a sticker?
They're trying to
then
peel
they
it.
put it back down. F you guys, and they walk away.
Yeah.
Well, that's,
Yeah, I got a bunch of business cards with my QR code for the website. I'll put
That's
those out,
the
but then
move,
I'll
yeah.
just pass
Yep.
out the stickers.
Yep.
as
We need
I
to
go.
take the stickers and put them all on the table so it looks like the stickers are on there.
Yeah.
Oh, but you can't grab
When
them?
people come by and they try to grab them and can't grab them.
That's a good one.
See what else? What other things have we done at events that was fun? I mean, you've done enough, that you know, but
Drank a bunch.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
I don't know.
I've done that.
It makes it fun, you know.
The last
Yeah.
event, the Off Road Expo, we took our Iron Man fridge and set it in the booth.
Oh, that
And
was right.
It was the move,
That's
man.
right.
We had cold drinks
smuggled
all
in
day long. We
all
put
kinds of
We
stuff.
put it in a box so you couldn't see it when we smuggled it in with some beverages. And yeah, it was the move. We were supplying people in the area with cold beverages at that event.
Nice. That's the way to do it.
Not Lagunitas though, but it could be.
No,
Doesn't
no,
work
no.
there anymore.
Wink. I know it's not a podcast, or it's a podcast.
Yeah.
People can't see me. Wink, wink.
Yeah.
But Lagunitas, if you're out there, very much
Yeah,
interested.
yeah. If you still know people at
Or Coors
Lagunitas,
Light.
Matt is a fan.
How dare you, Jose?
Yeah. A lot of people that I work with are gone. Heineken took over Lagunitas, and a lot of people are gone that I used to work with. So I'm
Oh.
not sure if I have a lot of connections there anymore, but I can try.
No, that's fine.
No,
Miller
don't worry
Lite.
about it. The last thing we need is more free access to beer for these guys. That's the absolute last thing we need.
Save me a lot of money though.
It's a rough one, man. Yeah, when I worked there, they would give us a case a week.
Oh, what?
That's
all I ask.
A case a month. But it was just so much like that you would be. No, I think it was a week. It might have been. Anyway, there was a ton of beer. We always had beer, but the whole point was that they wanted us to like give it to our friends.
Yeah,
It was just
yeah.
too much to drink
We
at
had
once. It was like give it out.
We had a friend that worked at a beverage distribution company. Same thing. They had a fridge in the garage that was literally filled with just their products.
Yeah. I was constantly just giving it out.
We need
and
to
had enough for myself and kept the weight on with all that beer.
Yeah, I'm trying to stay strong. That's my point. Just trying to keep my beer strength up.
Is that what it is?
Yep.
Yeah.
So
That's what I tell myself.
Did you okay? So you've got this event this Saturday. Do you have any more events scheduled coming up?
No, that just this one to kind of see how that goes. But I'm hoping that this will be, productive and there'll be, some sales and stuff. But if not, at least getting the brand in front of these people that have the trucks that I make these for. So, if anything, it's just getting the brand out there and just a first go at like an event and being, I'm new to the whole off-road world too. So I'm not going to fake it that I know everything. So it's good for me just to go check it out and just kind of meet people, network, and just have fun with it.
Mm-hmm. To me, it seems like a no-brainer. Like looking at the product, like, oh my God, like this is like how have I not seen this?
You have a product that will accessorize a Tacoma. You're in.
100%.
That's what I'm hoping.
Although he should have he could have called it Overland Knuckles,
but it's also a practical
and then charged twice as much.
That's true too.
Anything with the word Overland in it is more expensive.
I can adapt that.
you can make truck Nucks and then the Overland version that
Overland
has
Nucks,
but I think
Camp Nucks, whatever. We could spitball and brainstorm later.
We'll work on the Nucks later.
Nucks?
Yeah,
no.
But I think seeing it on the website or on Instagram, it's one thing, but at an event where you can actually pick them up, you guys, you're holding them and you can see that, they're substantial,
Yes,
and
exactly.
I think that's going to help, just being able to see it in person and stuff. So, and then once people start having them on their trucks, from word of mouth, like, hey, where'd you get those?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm hoping that's what happens. And things
Yep.
spread that way.
Yeah, and I think that once you get these in people's hands, you're going to get feedback on, it would be cool is if it was a 90-degree angle. It would be cool is if it would,
like an adapter or something, maybe.
Like there's, I could see a bunch of different for something
attaching to round stock, like pipe. Somehow,
right.
Like a clamp system where they don't have to drill through piping. I don't know.
I could see a bunch of different options for this.
All you have to do is drill a hole through the other direction.
Some people don't want to drill hose.
No, I'm saying you can have multiple mounting options.
That, or you can start including the bungee as a kit. Like
that's a good idea. The
definitely, have a whole kit.
Paracord or something.
The bungee nuck, the nuck bungee.
The nuck bungee.
Nuck
I like that.
Bungee nuck. I don't know. But I think it's funny how you look at something like this, and once you physically have it, you're like, oh, this is genius. It's and I'm going to be completely honest, it's a simple product in that simple and functional. But I could see like 100 different other things that you could do with it now that you've got the ball rolling. And I think that's the exciting part, is that you're going to go to these events and someone's going to like, cool, but do you make it like this? And you go, yes, I do. Let me get back to you next week.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I mean, that's the shit, is like you get the feedback, and when you hear enough of the same thing, you're like, okay, there's something there. Now I got to work on that. And so, that's definitely in my mind of evolving the product and expanding the product line.
And Matt, you took it out to look at the Frontier, and you said that the base is
it's just a little small. Again, the track system on the Nissans is identical size to if you go to Home Depot and you buy some strut like Unistrut or Durastrut or whatever in the electrical department. That's what I did. Is I just got like a U bolt or a hoop bolt with a spring nut that fits like a stock track, like again in the electrical department, and that's what I've been using. But I already figured out how to make it work on my track system, with washers or whatever. It's pretty simple.
Yeah, we're gonna have Matt be the official truck nuck tester for the team, and because if anybody
better be able to hold down coolers in the bed of my truck doing 70
if anybody
on a
can
trail.
ruin something, it's Matt. If anybody can ruin anything, it's Matt.
Oh no, I have more. I have very looking at this product. I'm not worried about this failing. I'm worried about the bungee cords.
No, dude, this thing's really well made.
It's very robust.
I like the fact that the adjustment knob is metal, not plastic.
100%. There's nothing plastic on it.
Exactly.
No plastic. Yeah. So I machined the knob and the knuckle, and then the bolt part. I'm figuring that out too. I had to machine the part that goes inside the track, but then I'm just buying bolts right now. But I'm working on making that all one piece, and so hopefully we'll have that coming out.
So that's
one of the things I'm working on for like 30 days out.
Okay, so the track bolt, we'll call it the track bolt. The head of it would be machined onto the bolt itself. So when you slide it in, it's all one piece.
Yeah, it'd be all one piece. Yeah, so
that'd be cool.
I don't have a lathe, but my brother-in-law, he just got one, and he's testing out that for me.
Matt's got a welder.
So
I don't know if he's brought it up yet.
Matt has a welder, dude.
And
I know. Do I know how to use the welder?
I know, but,
we'll find out.
I was just talking about Matt's welder before Matt did. Because I could see Matt just getting.
It's all aluminum, and I'm not going to try and weld aluminum. I don't even know. Can you?
Not with that machine.
As far as the knuckle that you did you check it out on the track on your Nissan? But as far as like the thickness of the actual knuckle, is it fit inside the track, or is the track too big?
The track is too big. So the base of the knuckle itself.
The square part.
Yeah. Well, because it's almost the same, but the
knuckle itself, yeah.
Yeah, the actual knuckle, not the nut,
right.
is a little thin too. It would need to be another. Really, ideally a half-inch wider.
So you'd be looking at a flange.
Well, I would rather have that, where the width of it encompasses the entire width of the track, not just catching the track, but being wider than the track. So it'd be a 1/4 inch per side.
Yeah. So that the base would come down
right now
and
it
flange
slips
out.
it slips almost perfectly into the track. So. What I did was
you need more to hold on to it. Yeah,
I took the backing nut, with the bolt on it, and spun it so that it was 90, diamond shaped compared to, so that grabbed, and then when I started spinning the nut, the actual base of the knuckle device, or whatever, actually just tucked into the strut itself. So
so that part needs to be thicker,
a little wider. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I mean,
there's
that might be
feedback.
something that I
There's
work
on. There's your first modification.
Yeah, so making some for Nissan, making some for and then like we talked about earlier, but just other mounts that aren't on a track, but just other ways that you can have them.
Or there's an option of
just providing washers,
providing track, like.
Right.
So for as an example, the stock Ranger does not come with a track, and the Ford Ranger has the worst. It's got all of the hooks are down in the corner and are shit to get to. It's the absolute worst. If you for Ford Ranger drivers, you could provide a track and the knuckles as one kit.
If I had a Ford, I just turn a corner and
do
coolers.
You own a Ford.
If I was four-wheeling a Ford, how would I manage to keep a cooler? It'd be impossible.
Yeah, the tie downs on the Ranger are shit. They're absolute shit. So I think there's a really good opportunity to provide.
I hate it when you do that, Jose.
The knuckles.
I hate it when you do that. It upsets me so much.
The knuckles and a track.
It wasn't worth buying
to basically. You could provide the knuckles and the track to basically encompass that same system that's in the Tacoma now.
Right, and just sell it all as one unit.
One kit.
Definitely. Yeah, no, that's what's so exciting about. I mean, it's funny because, like it like you said earlier, it is a simple product, but it's functional, and people like the look of brass knuckles, so it's got a cool look to it. But the when I was doing this, I was Googling all kinds of who else is doing bed cleats, and there really wasn't a whole lot of people that have aftermarket bed cleats. You could find the plastic ones that are the manufacturer, but as far as unique ones and things like that, there just really isn't much out there. But you look at everyone's trucks and everyone's modifying them with so many crazy things, and that's also kind of what led me to go down this path, is that people are modifying everything. Well, let's make a cool bed cleat that people will be stoked to look at.
Well, even beyond cool, super stout and functional. That's the part. It's absolutely cool. It looks cool as shit, but it's also something that I would put a tie down on and wrench the shit out of. I would hold dirt bikes with it. I would hold my, coolers.
I mean, why do you have to do it so hard, bro?
Because, dude.
No, but that's it. I mean, that was the whole point. It was the function was the first thing, and then
I'm angry.
And then the design of it came later. But yeah, the function of it is great. So there's a lot of options and a lot of opportunity, and the more feedback I get, I can kind of pick the path of what I'm going to work on next.
Oh, there's no shortage of feedback on this show. Let me tell you,
negative and positive. But
let me know when the positive starts. I'd like to hear that.
No, that's I'm still working on that. So something tells me if you were to come back on the show a year from now, you would have
You'll
a
be
lot
too
more
big by
options. Yeah, absolutely. We'd be begging like, dude, please remember that SNL performance, and you said you were gonna give us a run. Can you please come back on the show and talk about the 55 different products that you sell now or whatever? Because there really is, I think, a lot of options that you can provide. Again, it's we were talking about that. I don't know how many times, at least 2 or 3 times that I just have shit from Home Depot as far as to utilize my rack, the rack that I have in my truck that is great. It's very convenient if I had hardware for it. Oh, wow, you're going to provide that hardware? That's great. And it looks cool?
I had to have Casey weld up an entire rack so that I could mount stuff in my truck.
Ford. But that's everybody knows Ford doesn't give a shit about you.
But going back to that, like if you had sections of track that you sold with the Nucks, like I would totally go, all right, I'm going to buy a 2-foot section for the back end of each side of my bed rack, and now I can make use of these cool knuckles. I think there's a really good option there.
You should
definitely
hashtag that really quick. Like, while you have a chance, you better hashtag
that. Sell track.
That's hashtag on this show. That's how we copyright
hashtag
things,
if you sell a small section of track.
This is my idea. Yeah. Nobody can steal it.
I own it.
Cannot be stolen. It's like legit.
That's legit. That's legal zoom.
Exactly.
Hashtag you can't sell track.
I've hashtagged a lot of things that are fucking worthless, but I have done it.
Yeah, and someday it's going to come to fruition, and someone's going to make $1 million out of it, and
hey,
and Matt's going to go back to look at episode 212.
I hashtagged that shit.
That's mine. You
and
owe me royalties.
I also explained what hashtag means.
Yes.
So
I don't know if it'll hold up in court. What'll happen is we'll play the episode in court, and the judge will look at the 4 of us and go, "You jackasses!" Like get out of my. So, anyways, it'd be.
And at that point, it'll be worth it.
Yeah,
it's good enough for me.
You'd be like, Matt, you shit on the bed.
I don't even know what the callback is, but I agree. I like it.
Amber Heard?
Oh, yeah.
That's right. That was Would you let her?
That's a shit show.
That's right. Thank you, Jose.
I can't believe I had to explain that one.
And no, I would not.
No. All right.
Oh man.
Well, look, man. I'm super glad that I caught you early on in your massive successful career, and I was able to get you on here before, because I guarantee, like you said, in a year, 2 years, I'm going to be on LinkedIn. I'm like, hey man, remember us?
Who's this?
Hang out. He's going to be blocked. Like your message can't be sent.
Yeah, right. No, I really appreciate you guys hitting me up and having me on. This is amazing.
Yeah, no, this is a very cool product. Again, Truck Nucks, like Knuckles, KNUCKS, trucknucks.com, and at Trucknucks on Instagram. Let's get some. Let's drive some followers there. Check if you've got a Tacoma. Check out the
or Mopar. You have Gladiator or Ram too, right?
Yeah, the Ram has the Mopar track if you get it optional.
Yeah, very cool. So on the Truck Nucks. So if I go. It tells me that it fits the Toyota Tacoma, Tundra, Gladiator, Ram. Very cool. And there's a bunch of pictures on it of it there.
They're very cool looking. When Cody gave me the box, I opened it up. I'm like, oh, tomorrow's going to be a great day at work. Let's go. And then I went, what is this? Oh, it's a track system.
And
that's cool too.
If you're ever down in like downtown LA and you get stranded, you can just undo the knob and take them with you, and you're covered.
That sounded wrong right there. There's nothing good that you just said.
I'm just saying.
The opinions of Cody Sisson are
okay. Hemet. If you're in Hemet, you can take those with you.
Those are illegal, by the way, if you do that.
But these aren't brass knuckles. They just look like brass knuckles.
That's right. And there is a disclaimer on the website. Please just use these devices to hold down gear in the bed of your truck.
Do not punch anybody in the face.
Please don't beat anybody in Hammett, even if they deserve it. That's what it should say. But,
I might have to adjust the text on the website.
I can do that for you. I can give you a list of cities if you want it, that you might want to reference on.
It's like,
please don't be
this website says, counter to the instructions provided on the Trail Chaser podcast, episode 224. These are not meant for self-defense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, look, man, this super cool conversation. You seem like a super cool dude, and I'm really excited for you about the product and the launch and how things are going. And I really hope that you have a massive amount of success with this. I think that you've hit something, and people are going to jump on it. And I'm glad to watch you have this success in the background.
Well, thank you. I really appreciate that. We'll see how it goes, but so far, I'm excited and gonna keep it going. But again, thanks for having me on your guys' podcast. This is great. I really do appreciate that.
All right, no worries, man. Thank you so much for joining us. You have a great night.
All right, you too. Good night, guys.
Thanks, Jeff.
All right, we are still live on YouTube, but that's where we'll end the conversation for the podcast.
He didn't hang up.
He didn't hang up. Good job. All sincerity, dude. This is super cool. I'm really excited for you. This is awesome.
I've talked about.
Yeah, thanks.
I've talked about going to like junkyards for like to buy the track system, because again, the price point's still like stupid expensive. If I wanted to order the OEM anchors,
I have the factory ones, Matt, and they suck.
Yeah, and it's like you said, they seem kind of cheap and flimsy or plastic. These are super robust. Like I would strap down my dirt bike or whatever. I'd have no problem.
Yeah, I mean the track's gonna break before the
100%.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
If you got that crazy with it.
Give me an opportunity. I'll get pretty crazy with things.
You've never seen toilet paper fly out of the back of a truck in Matt's.
And that seems like a flippant thing, but it was pretty impressive at the time.
So we have a mutual connection in Chris Ray. Do you know Chris?
Yeah, I know him a bit. Yeah.
Okay.
He's actually from Bremerton, which is where I went to high school, but I didn't know him up there.
Yeah, super cool dude. I really, really like that guy. He's
definitely
awesome.
Very talented.
Yeah, he is. He's very talented, super humble, just like he's in the middle of the skateboarding world, and you just have a normal, like he would never name drop or, the last handful of times I've talked to him, he's like, oh, I just got back from China or someplace because he was filming, and I'm like, yeah, super cool guy.
I was kind of doing the same thing that he's doing, with America. I did a lot of the video stuff, traveling around and I was a team manager for their pro team, so a lot of similarities with what he's doing.
Okay,
which is cool.
Yeah. So constantly traveling, constantly on the move, constantly doing stuff. Yeah.
Yep, definitely filling up the passport, which was nice on the company dime. I loved it.
Very cool. All right, so logistically, I will edit this tomorrow night after work, and I will send you an email when it's all posted. If you think about it between now and then, shoot me an email with like a good high resolution image of your logo so I can use that when I create the social media images. So I'll send you an email with those images that we'll use to promote the show and let you know when it's going to be uploaded. It should, if everything goes right, it should be available for download early Thursday morning on all major platforms, and then Thursday/Friday we'll start posting on social media to drive traffic your way.
Awesome. That's great. Thank you. And I'll push it out on my social channels as well. And
what's the MSRP on that on a set of two?
Yeah, so we talked about pricing, so or materials and things, but
remember,
talk about
we're
price,
still
but
live stream.
Yeah, we're still live streaming. So on the website, on the website,
no, they're 119 for a set of two. And
that's not bad.
No. Yeah, and kind of the thing that I didn't plan on launching it with that price, but as I was building it, and you guys know what's going on in the world, everything's gotten more expensive. Well, the price of aluminum has shot up, and so
Yes, it has.
just the cost in parts, not even my machining time or anything like that to make this is a lot. So I was trying to figure it out and kind of came up with that price. I wanted to start a little lower, but that's just kind of where it makes sense for me with how much it's costing to produce these. So,
but some of those factory ones are $150 I mean, it's
you're getting one, right?
Yeah, I don't think that's too far off of the mark, especially when you consider the functionality of it, the customization, like the custom look of it, and how stout
the cool
it is.
Factor.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and I've been selling. Like I said, it's going steady right now so far since I launched. Every week I'm having some sales, so. it's obviously not deterring people from purchasing it. But when at this event this weekend, I'm gonna probably have a little bit lower price just in person, like one day special type of thing. See, try to sell a bit more of them that day. But yeah, we'll just kind of see how it goes. But down the road, hopefully the cost of aluminum doesn't keep going up, but it's not looking promising.
Yeah, everything is skyrocketing. Everything is more expensive. Everything is shipping, gas, everything. It's all it's all impacting everything.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, and the biggest limitation for me on the growth right now is, like I said, I'm machining these in my garage on one machine. Is a matter of just like how much I can handle.
Yeah.
So, moving into a bigger shop, adding some machines and stuff. That's kind of where I see things going if things pick up, and also trying to build my machining business as well, not just this product.
Yeah.
But if I can come up with enough products that keeps this thing going, then that's the ideal.
And I don't know enough about CNC, but can you like set up 4 blocks and go print and then walk away and let it do its thing?
Yeah. You can do a lot of things. What's that?
I said it depends on the machine too. I mean, the size.
Yeah, it depends on how big the table is that I'm working with. But yeah, you can definitely set up a pallet where you have multiple parts at once, or even if I'm using 2 vices on my machine, and I'll do. You have to do the first side and then flip it over to the second side, but I'll do it all in one go. So I'll hit the button, and then 18 minutes later, I come back and I pull one off.
One, the next step will be op 2. It's like the other side of the machine.
Yeah.
Okay. Other part.
So I'm kind of set up, kind of doing it in a slow way right now. But as they pick up, I'm gonna figure out a way to do more at a time, and it'll be a longer run time, but that gives me more time to do other things. And, and if I had a second machine, I could be doing stuff on that machine while that one's running. So
I think that'd be that, like, if you could figure out what that optimal balance is of investment of a machine for how much you can crank out for how much you could sell, right? That's the whole that's the whole operations magic, right? If you can make 4 sets a day,
I wouldn't base my business plan on magic. I mean, I would come up with like what makes sense, but
everything.
You saw my wife, dude. Our family is based on magic.
Business magic.
Business magic.
The hard part, dude. Is,
you know what? I gotta take. I missed that class in college. Like, was there a business magic class?
It's hard because you set a price, but the material price changes month to month.
It fluctuates.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's always changing.
In the construction business, you bid a job, the customer accepts the job. You don't start for 3 months. 3 months later, the material's now 50% more expensive than it was.
Pan Pacific, it was like, how many projects do we have on the books? What do we need? Like, oh, shit's happening right now. They bought everything.
Yeah.
Our warehouse looked like Mueller supply house. Like, literally, like, okay. And we just rode through like a year's worth of
If you got the space to do it, that was the way to go.
I think we bought space to do it. Like,
just to stockpile. Yeah. Yeah, hopefully it doesn't shoot up too much more. But yeah,
So Jeff, just start buying materials, raw materials in space, and just prepare for the demand that's coming. Yeah, it's all it takes.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully, it would. If that's the problem I have, where I can't keep up with demand, that's better than sitting on a bunch of stuff. But we'll see how that goes.
What's your lead times right now?
I just did a run of 25 sets. So it was about 4 days to machine everything, and then another 3 days for anodizing. So I could, if I was hustling, I could turn it around in a week. For like I said, 25 sets.
Are you able to do? This would have been a good question for the show, but custom like color anodizing. So can you do small batch to where you can have your anodizer do just one? I'm sure that it's more expensive, but like
they have minimums on the colors. So if I wanted to do just one color, it's like $80 minimum.
Got it.
So it wouldn't make sense. So I need to do at least like a run of like 10 to 12.
It's $80 on the run or whatever. So if you're doing a run of 25 or whatever, they're all getting hot dipped or whatever it is for $80.
But there's enough Toyota owners out there to go, you know what? My theme is purple.
Yeah.
And I will pay an extra $80 for a single set run of purple. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I think that
I might do some stuff on as I grow my social media, there's people following, do some questionnaires like, hey, what color would you guys want, and see what gets the most hit, and then maybe that's the next one that goes. But
I feel like gold might be a popular
gold
request. Yeah,
I was thinking gold. as was one of the colors. Or there's like a
What?
gold color that I've
I
seen.
agree. I agree.
Or
for some
bronze.
reason. It's just,
Bronze, like the way they do the rims, like
Yep.
the bronze.
Exactly. It's because
yeah.
it's
It
like
pops,
a
it
machine.
pops.
Yeah, exactly. It's look.
I could
you're
see
you're
that.
buying knuckle. You're trying to identify like these are knuckle like brass knuckles.
Yeah, no, I
right.
Yeah.
Brass being the
when you said bronze, I didn't connect with the wheels, but you're right. That bronze machined wheel
Yes.
is very popular right now. I could see it matching the wheels. That's a good idea. Good
Yeah,
call.
yeah.
and brass knuckles.
But yeah, just brass knuckles in general. That's why I was thinking like
Yes.
kind of a goldish color would,
Yep.
would,
Yep.
would work for those as well. But yeah, I mean, I was just going to start off with black, but I wanted something that was kind of a pop. And like I said, I chose red because I see a lot of trucks have red accents. But you guys are saying orange is a big popular color, so I might have to look into that.
It's a big popular color in the spare bedroom here. It's not necessarily popular outside of our world.
I do have the world's only orange mountain hatch for my bed.
Yeah.
What is that? It's a
Tailgate.
thank you, Jose, for my tailgate.
Awesome.
All right. Well, all right, man. We're gonna let you go.
Thanks, Space
Right on.
Dust.
Thank you so much for hanging out, and we'll connect in the next couple of days.
All right, sounds good. Thank you guys so much. I
Have a good
appreciate
night.
it.
Thanks, Jeff.
All right, you guys. Good night. Take care.
Do. All right.
Can I go pee? All right, you guys can talk about it.
Yeah, go on, go pee. Go pee. We'll take a break. Matt's gonna pee, and then we'll figure out what our next topic is. We can talk about Matt being gone last week.
I have one slider done. It's
that's
fab.
right. We
There's-
could talk.
there's
Let's
a
talk about
coat
that.
of paint on it.
Go pee. Go pee. We'll talk about Matt's slider.
Good for the passenger side, guys.
And then let's see what there was something. Oh, Casey, do you want to talk about the topics that you sent me? Let me find those.
Yeah, and then there's just something else that I find interesting that I was going to bring up.
All right. We will run with it. Let's go to here. Gives me a chance. I'll jump in the chat room, see what's going on in there. Hi Angie. Hi Tim. Shy. Perry. Iron Man Green. I agree, Luke. We should go with some Iron Man Green. Nucks.
What about Soul Distributorship?
I'm sure there's some thoughts. Let's see, Mark's in there. I said Tim already. Two-Way Overland. Scott. We got a good group tonight. I'm glad you guys are hanging out. Let's see. John G. Elam's in for a while. Jose's boss.
Yeah, I agree, Shy.
What does he say?
He said, "When are we going off road?"
I was gonna say we should probably talk about that. I don't know, Shy. I don't know when we're gonna go off road. We were looking at the calendar earlier, but I feel like that's like a. It's like looking at the calendar is almost depressing when you think about all the stuff that's on it already.
Shit, dude.
You know, I'm gonna be traveling basically all of July. I'll be traveling for work.
I've been wanting to go back to Anza.
I know. We haven't been there in a while,
it's
and
been
it's
a while.
so
Yeah,
so much-
Joey said you texted him and was like, "Hey, do you want to go to Anza?" But he was
Yeah.
already coming to Big Bear.
Yeah. I was gonna go just as for a mental health day, just to get just to be out in the desert.
Based on looking at you, you clearly didn't go.
I did not go, obviously, but I've been wanting to go. I don't know. I like that Fish Creek area.
Mm-hmm.
That's a cool spot. Just
Well,
to hang
we
out.
need to. Were you going to take the cruiser?
No.
Okay.
I was gonna take Red Rocket.
So let's. Shit. What's today?
Bloody hell!
Because we gotta take some pics.
What about this Sunday?
That's what I was thinking, but it's kind of it's gonna be a long day.
It'd just be a long day.
Yeah.
We just take. I've already got plans on Saturday with the grandmas, and
Fuck it, dude. Let's do it Sunday.
Okay.
We'll leave early though. We gotta leave
take
like
off early, get down
6
there.
a.m. All right.
I'm down.
Cool. We're in.
Let me hold on. Let me go back to my calendar because I've got 6 calendars to manage to make sure that we're good. Oops. Calendar. This weekend.
Tim says he's shopping for trucks.
No,
He has
not.
a Jeep.
No, he's not.
He says he borrowed a Dodge Ram and now he's shopping for trucks.
No, he's not. We're going to Anza Borrego this Sunday, just for the day.
Is it what you remember, Del Sol or something?
No, it's just us.
No, just going down just for the heck of it.
No, I'm not.
All right.
Okay.
What? Well, okay. Why?
3, 2, 1.
Apparently, we're going to Anzaburgo.
Why the fuck would I
something.
do that?
What the fuck's going on or something? I don't know, man.
one of my favorite things is when we're in between the interview and this portion of the show, and these guys will start talking, and I'm like, I want this as content on the actual show, and I'll just count down 3, 2, 1. And they all know to shut up. It's like Pavlov's dog. Like you guys have been trained after 224 episodes. It finally works. We were just saying that Shy in the chat room was saying that we're losers because we haven't gone wheeling in a while.
Correct the moon.
And
Agreed.
So Shy is also mentioning that there's a long weekend coming up with Memorial Day.
Yeah, I'm not gonna be in town.
So Jose and I were talking about, and Jose, we need to get pictures of Jose's Frontier.
Mm-hmm.
So, 100%.
So
on the dirt?
Yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Wait, not your dirt lot next door to your house.
No.
But like a real
Yeah,
dirt?
that's
like
the
a
Anza
trail?
we're talking
Yes.
about.
Anza Fontana.
Yeah, Anza Fontana, the big lot behind my house.
I see. Okay.
Fontana Borrego.
Yeah.
So I haven't requested permission from my supervisor, but we're looking at just a Sunday take off 6 o'clock in the morning, go wheel for a couple hours, and come home. Long day.
It's a
Sunday.
long day.
That is a long day, Anzaburgo. That's an hour and a half.
Well,
It's
It's
two
not.
hours.
It's
right?
like 3 hours one way.
What if
dude.
we did a take off late Saturday?
What if? Okay, I'll put in Monday off, like whatever. Look, I'm not against it. It's just I don't. I'll tell you, like I like my Sundays to like not have to do anything because I have to work the next day. So the little that I have to exert myself on a Sunday, the better. As far as work is concerned, but I'll take that next Monday off. And if that's the case, like we're going to do that it's Tuesday right now. I'll put it in right now. I'll talk to my honchos, my honchos, my bosses, and I'i'll tell them, hey,
Su jefes?
Sue. I don't want to sue them.
Your jefes. Your jefes, your bosses.
Yes. And I'll let them know, hey, an opportunity came up. I got to take Monday off. And so what's the plan? We're gonna hit Anzaburgo.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna take Jose's Frontier, and we're actually gonna 4-wheel with it.
Yeah, I gotta take pictures of
Mm-hmm.
it.
Yeah, I know you're gonna take pictures of it. You're gonna drive up to something that looks impressive, and then take a picture, or are you gonna actually try and do something with the truck?
I mean, if we do Fish Creek,
Yeah,
mean,
it's-
Diablo's drop off is right there.
Yeah, we can go do some fun wheeling
Isn't
in
there
the
like
area.
a Diablo's taint or something around there
Yeah,
too?
the
If I remember right.
Diablo's butthole.
If I remember, there was like Diablo's taint, and I actually had to use my locker for it. I think.
On that one section, yeah.
Yeah, because I go after the tough stuff. I don't even know if I was on 33s at that point, and I went after that.
I think you were still stock, Matt. You hadn't even got your lift yet.
Yeah, exactly.
See, I don't have any skid plates, so I can't be doing that crazy shit.
Bullshit. I did
All right,
it.
all right, all right.
I did
Hey,
it.
okay, that's something I wanted to bring up.
Yeah.
Cody, does your Frontier have a skid plate on the gas tank?
Cody.
My Frontier?
I mean, your Ranger.
I don't know.
No, I'm not. I'm not worried about the gas tank.
I have
no.
no idea.
Well, no, but I'm just wondering because I know I watched the video on the new ZR2 Silverado.
It doesn't even have a skid plate.
There's no skid plate on the gas tank.
I know.
Right? We had a Tacoma in the shop yesterday, day before,
It's a plastic one.
and it's a TRD off-road.
Yeah, it's a plastic.
No skid plate on the gas tank.
No,
It's not a plastic. It's
Oh,
not
wow.
It's not a plastic skid plate. It's just the gas tank.
Gas
hangs out.
tank itself.
The Colorado ZR2, no skid plate on the gas tank.
My Land
However-
Cruiser has skid plates.
I'm
The
picturing
2014 Nissan Frontier Pro 4X came with a skid plate.
Yeah, my tank, because my tank, I'm picturing it. It's on the driver's side, and it's it's long ways, and it does have a metal skid underneath it.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I
How,
mean-
I don't know how stout it is.
The skid on the Frontier is not like substantial, but it is a sheet of metal underneath the skid plate, right? Like how are these companies touting
It's
these
not gonna do
vehicles
anything
as
for, like-
off-road vehicles? And like,
Yeah, I mean,
I understand no like engine or transmission skids or whatever, but like the gas tank, dude, if you catch a sharp stick running through the desert, you're done.
No, Jose catches them in the grill,
headlight.
In the
in
grill,
the headlight.
that's-
Like,
that's
headlight.
Yeah.
when he catches
I'm
sharp
just
stick.
saying, how do they tout these as like, oh, like go off roading in your Tacoma or whatever?
Well,
and
I think-
there's no fucking skid plate.
Yeah, it comes down to like, you save 5 cents on every,
Yeah, that's-
washer that you don't use or
Yeah.
whatever, and it's
That's
what's
millions of
what's the
dollars.
term? It's
Exponential.
budget engineering or whatever,
Cheap.
where it's we're gonna save so much money here, but for that 5% of people that will actually run the shit out of it, well, that they're gonna be aware of the cheapness or the lack of armor, I guess.
Yeah, they'll sell you the
And to
extra
be-
bumper.
To be honest with you, looking at in the last couple of weeks, I've been crawling around my truck. That front, like the protection against my oil pan or whatever is trash. I mean, it's not.
Yeah,
It's
so is
really
mine.
nothing.
Yeah, but it's
like
still something. Mine has.
it's
nothing.
worked. It's worked.
Yeah.
I will say
Yeah,
that.
that's
I
what I'm
haven't-
saying.
I haven't
You hear that
punctured my
bing,
pan.
and
Yeah.
then you're like, ooh.
And then I,
'Cause
and then
those-
I look and it's like wrapped around that front not torsion bar, whatever.
cross member?
Yeah, like I don't know how they're getting to the oil filter when they change my filter. They're probably not.
That's
But
the only thing
that
I'm worried
stamped steel is
Yeah.
actually pretty rigid when they stamp
Right,
like
but
the
the
shapes
gate-
into
yeah.
it.
But
It makes it rigid. It's better than not having nothing.
yeah,
because right now I'm vulnerable, and my truck's vulnerable too.
So is the Tacoma TRD off road.
You can go to IronMan4x4America.com and get heavy-duty skid plates suited for the 2005 and up Toyota Tacoma.
Yeah, no, I know you can get them, but I just don't understand how the
'Cause they're all-
manufacturers don't put one on there.
No, I agree.
said, I've gotten 100% wear and tear on
You go
my
to
skid
Iron Man
plates.
Australia, you can get one.
I've
for the
seen
Frontier.
it. So if maybe
Yeah, what's
you
up with
know
the
anybody,
Frontier skid
it's
plates?
almost like I wish I knew somebody that worked for that company that could try and help me out with that situation.
Go check LinkedIn, Matt.
Yeah, we're not,
I'll go on to LinkedIn. I'll go on to LinkedIn.
We're not on LinkedIn. That's the problem.
I'll use my influence that I have on LinkedIn. And
Maybe
see.
we can get my dad to.
If you could, have your dad like one of the things, just one thing.
Hey,
like,
dude, he has 26,000 followers.
I know.
It's crazy.
Uh,
It is crazy.
He has some pull in the IG world.
Automotive IG world. But yeah, you know what? I got guys. I've done some work. I've finished one side, the passenger side, my rock sliders.
Is it mounted on the truck right now?
No. Well, I mean, I'm not gonna. It's ready to mount. I have a first coat of paint. Just the again first coat of paint. So literally, all I'd have to do is just mount it or weld it to the frame. I still have to fab up the driver's side, but that was the hardest part. Was I don't know what I want. I don't have like a set of drawings or whatever. This is what you need to cut for everything to fit. I just had an idea of how I wanted it to look. And so it was like, okay, I want to bring that bar out, that first, again, that first bar, I guess, from the frame and twist it at a 45-degree angle so that the round tube can come off and be at a 45. You know what I'm saying? And what? What?
What?
I'm just reading one of the comments on the.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll look at it in a minute. You've already distracted me enough, Jose. And so it's been like a trial and error thing. But now that I know.
Sorry.
God damn it.
Okay.
All right.
So
Let's shut it down.
No, listen. This is
got to be good.
This is Tony from the Jeep Talk Show, and he says, "Ready to Mount." That was the name of a movie I saw in the 80s. Good pull, Tony. That was a good one. Good to see you.
That's nice. Is that 9.5 weeks?
Ready to mount.
So anyhow, it was like, how far do I want to pull my supports off the frame in order to, I want to be able to open the doors. I want to be able to open the doors.
I thought you were going to pull Dukes of Hazzard inside the window. Can you imagine that?
I know you were hauling rebar
Wait,
around.
can you imagine
Look.
if he made those things and welded them on and
And
was
the
like,
door
hell
wouldn't
yeah,
open?
and then he went to go open the door and it went wham.
I'm such a stubborn
Wham!
asshole. I would just say that's what I wanted. I wanted a Dukes of Hazzard.
Dukes of Hazzard in the window.
And then I just put paint like a Dixie fucking flag on my truck just so I could say I meant to do this.
Oh shit!
So that was like that. That was a lot of time to try and figure out, and it was just mocking up. It's like, oh, that's not. So I don't know if you guys look at my photos. Like I had to extend.
Someone,
those
I think it was actually Tony that said, "Measure twice, cut or measure once, cut twice."
100%. So even Monty was like, "Is that good?" I'm like, "Well, I mean, there's no difference between that weld and then the weld to the frame. Like it's the same thing. If I can weld effectively." It will work for both, so we'll see how that works. But as far as now, all I have to do is duplicate the measurements and the cuts, and then just do it on the driver's side, and that's it. So,
What's your estimated date of completion?
I told myself this past
2023.
I told myself this past weekend, like, I'm gonna get out there motivated. I'm gonna knock out the other side. And, we're getting into summertime, and I bought a new pool cleaner for the pool, and it was like, shit, I spent like half my day just with my pressure washer, just blowing out all the crud. Like, we pay a guy to come out and check the chemistry, and he just does a cursory, like, I took the brush. But you can't really get into the nooks and crannies of your pool. I'll tell you 100%, Cody, I don't know how you don't have a nice pressure washer. Because you just step in there, and the water was already pretty warm, 78 degrees, and I just
that's pretty warm in our house. If it
I
ain't 90,
know.
if it ain't 90, the girls aren't getting in.
It's like a
I tell you
hot tub.
If it ain't 90, Tammy's not getting in. Presley, it could be 4 degrees. Presley will swim. She doesn't care.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's.
You got any rust?
No, not yet. I mean, I'm 100%. I don't want to say 100%. I'm 98% confident that they took care of it this time. I spoke with the person that did the repair. He explained things. So to be honest, I'm just glad that the photos that I saw that he took, the rust wasn't coming from inside the pipe at that point.
Are
of
we
connection.
seriously talking about the rust in your pool again? This is
Jose
worse.
did it.
This is
Jose
worse
did
than
it.
talking about what trucks Jose's going to buy.
That's the most comments
Yeah.
I get about the show. It's like, oh, hey, your fucking pool. Like, it's like,
How's your rust?
yeah, how the fuck is your rust? Because people knew I was so upset by it.
Well, that's why I keep bringing it up.
I know.
Just like the Explorer.
So realistically,
It's a trigger
Thanks,
word.
Jose. I thought we were friends.
Realistically,
We are.
when do you think you're going to have the other one done?
TBD.
Well, I could have it done this weekend. There's no reason why I couldn't have it done unless I was just not. I gotta, it's work. Look, I'm gonna tell you something. Things that happen. Get ready, guys. This is what happened. This is what's happened to me in the past like 5 years. Is I don't have like, I'm gonna go out there. I'm gonna rake shit or pull weeds, mow a lawn, whatever.
You're an inside cat now, dude.
I'm 100% domesticated. I'm at a computer. I could probably type like 60 words a minute. Like, and I'm not saying that as proud. That's like an embarrassment, really. Like, yeah, I know all my home keys and shit, And so to get out there and like cut this last weekend when I finished off the passenger side, I came inside like after I don't know, 2 or 3 hours straight of cutting and welding and fabricating. And I was out of breath. I sat down on my recliner, and Monty's all, "What's going on? What's wrong?" Nothing. I'm just trying to catch my breath. I was standing up for 3 hours straight. Like I just don't have that. Let's get it done. Physically anymore. So I think in an 8 hour straight stretch, I could do it. I could probably get them fabricated. Some paint on them and welded to. So I could do it this weekend. And I'm embarrassed because at work last week or 2 weeks ago, I told everybody at work, "You see that truck?" It was a Friday, and on Friday, Swinnerton. Maybe I shouldn't have said Swinnerton. Who gives a shit? They're the general contractor on my job, and they do barbecues on Fridays now. Like, that's great. Like, cool. And the barbecue was set up. We actually used my tailgate as like the, hey, let's have lunch here.
How did you not capture content for that, Matthew?
Yeah, I'm a different person when I'm at work. I just think about like work. So regardless, I was pointing at my truck. I'm like, "Hey guys, just so you know," and I put that impetus on myself. Like, next time you see this truck, it's gonna have rock sliders. Yeah, no, I just finished the one side, and people were asking me like, "Where's your rock sliders?"
Shut up.
Yeah, you don't even know what it takes. So, honestly, it would take probably a full day of fab to do it, to make the cut. The only thing is, I know the cuts, and I know how to do it now to duplicate what I've already done. That was the long. That's what took the most amount of time is the, mocking up and to make sure the doors, because again, I don't have a computer or whatever, CNC, fucking 3D printer, whatever. I don't have any technology. I have a fucking tape measure, So
it sounds to me like Casey should just come down and get them welded up in 2 hours, and then we can go wheeling on Sunday.
The time consuming part on the first one is like just figuring out how you want it, and then the time consuming part on the second one is trying to make it match the first one.
Right.
It's on the other side of the vehicle. No one will know.
I said
mine,
that, like,
yeah.
I don't think anybody would know the difference, So it's very close. I have one side I can weld up right now and it'd be done, an hour or whatever. It's just duplicating that for the driver's side. But, that's the other thing I was telling Lonnie the other day. Like, I think it's crazy when you think about, like, I've been driving around for months now with that rear bumper. I welded that to factory brackets and bolted it in place. Nobody checked my welds, nobody did anything, but that's like a 60 fucking pound piece of steel that if my welds are bullshit, that's a tumbling piece of metal, but America, like nobody's required to check anything, whatever. I mean, it's good. I'm shrugging my shoulders right now. It's good. And same thing with my sliders. Like, okay, well, they're heavy. They're like at least 100 pounds, each side. And so I'm going to weld that. There's going to be 3 box welds, to my frame. I've already thought about reinforcing, with some angle and what have you. But I was talking about that with Monty, and it's like, yeah, what if that just broke? And I was doing 80 miles an hour down the 10, and you just had 110 pound 6 foot length of fucking steel tumbling at you. Like,
I thought about that the first time I put Zen's bike on that bike carrier. I was like,
how does this work? How are we still functioning as a country when
I was
like
confident.
myself are doing shit like this?
I think
I was super confident, but I was like, that's like the bike has a lot of leverage hanging out the back like that, and I knew I was it's not like I was fine driving down the road, but I was like, once we start off-roading to where I'm going to unload the bike, like, he might have to ride it to camp if this thing breaks.
Yeah. I think I've told the story. We were driving one of the big steak beds years ago when I was in construction, and we were driving down the 210 freeway.
Oh, yeah.
And we had a bunch of aluminum flex in the back of the truck. And at one point I'm driving, I'm like, how many sticks did we have back there? 8. We only got 5 now.
Yeah.
Keep going. And I'm just imagining your bumper being that, like, you get to where you're going and you're like, you don't even know what happened, and you're parked, and the
if you see it in your mirror, Matt, you just keep going.
yes.
Oh, 100%. You don't
just
stop.
punch it.
Hit the gas. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So if someone pulls you over, you say, some asshole back there lost a bumper.
Yeah, it wasn't me. Well, I am excited to see you get the other side done and test it. We need to go bounce that off of things when you're done to see what happens.
And I'll tell you, I feel that once I have them welded in place, my jumping and stomping on them with the door open, like I'm just jumping. If they're able to withstand that amount of force, I think they're good, 100%.
That's the finished product, right?
Yeah,
I like that kick out, dude.
Well, that kick out. So again, it's
and Jose's
angles,
talking about his. Go to Matt's Volta on Instagram.
Pig number 2 on the slider montage.
Exactly. It's like just an individual. It's almost like a. I don't know. It is just a small little kick at the end instead of a big giant thing.
A loop.
Yeah, like a big hoop or whatever.
And then the picture before that red silver, that truck.
Dude, can we talk about that? I was so excited about that. I texted you guys and everything. The dragon fighting the Chevy Silverado from. So, guys, there's only so many things I've been really, really pumped about. And back in like 2009, times are tough. Times are tough in those days. The economy sucked. I was scrambling for work. I was working for my brother at the time. And I think I picked up my buddy Abby, who listens.
What's up, Abby?
Shout out to Abby. And we were driving through Rancho, and I saw this Silverado. It's probably like a 03-ish Silverado red. And on the tailgate, it had like a mural. Like, you don't see shit like that anymore. And I'm not talking shit about this mural at all.
No. But there was a period of time in Southern California.
Yes.
It's usually cops chasing the truck
with the mural on the truck
on the
truck.
Tailgate.
Yes.
Yeah.
On the tailgate of the truck, doing something. Typically, it was an Aztec warrior carrying a dead woman
with a woman.
Yeah,
Why she got to be dead?
Why is she dead? Or she just
not dead.
She just passed out.
Yeah.
Of all his manliness.
Shock.
Yeah.
Exactly.
No,
She's in
dude,
shock of the
it's
manliness.
usually the truck that you're looking at that it's painted on the tailgate getting chased by cops by a waterfall. That was the move.
Agreed. But this one was the truck you're looking at. Like, my assumption is fighting a dragon. It's like a dragon breathing fire down at it, but the fire is being blocked.
But it has like a force
somehow.
field. It has like a force field.
100%. 100%. It was so impressive at that time. 2009. I took a picture of that shit and was like, "Oh my god!" And there was I don't even know if I was on social media. It's just
it's
I gotta
amazing
show
that you took that picture.
Yes.
And then 10 years later,
13 years later.
13.
I got off the freeway, baseline.
You think it's the same owner?
I don't know.
It has to
I
be,
should have
dude.
ran him down, but lo and behold, there is that truck. I couldn't believe it. I was like, "Oh my god! Where's my phone?"
I can't believe you sent the original picture.
Well, that's the crazy thing. I talk about that all the time. Like, you kind of get it's like a time machine. I've had an iPhone for obviously since like 2008, I guess 2009.
Oh, you were balling, huh?
That's how I did it when I was unemployed in those days. But but you
can
all those
definitely see
photos are saved.
you can see the difference in
In
photo
quality.
quality from 2009
Yeah,
to
for
the
sure.
new one. Yes.
And I was so again, I pulled off the freeway and I'm sitting at the traffic light. I'm mad because I've been sitting in traffic for an hour trying to get home from work. And then I look over and I'm like, "Oh my fucking god. Oh my god." It was like, to me, and this might be blasphemous, but it was like seeing Jesus to me. Like, I was so fucking pumped about it. Like, I
That's
took
a hard
a picture.
pull, dude. That's a hard pull.
Well, that's Jesus to me. Jesus to me is like a Chevy.
dragon fighting a red Chevy.
Yeah,
Oh, it's
man.
a late 90s Silverado.
Oh, late 90s. Okay, well, yeah. And I was so pumped. I took a picture. I took a couple photos of it, and I sent it to Abby immediately. He's like, "No, when did you take this photo?" I just took this photo right now. This truck is still fighting dragons in today's society. It's like holding dragon population down. And again, immediately I also thought, like a rock, like Chevys are fucking holding it down.
And it's definitely the same truck, same license plate number, same everything, same mural. I want to know who did that mural because that paint is holding up great.
It's a lot better than the stock paint on the truck. The rest of the truck.
There must be 18 coats of clear coat on that tailgate.
Yeah.
There's a Dodge Ram, on my street.
Oh.
And it has a mural on the tailgate like that, but it's a T-Rex chasing the truck, not a dragon.
Look, if anybody wants to paint like a UFO, a couple of aliens, and my truck on my tailgate, I'm open to it. Send your examples sketches,
submissions.
Thank you. That's it. Submissions, and I'll pay for that. I think that's I dig it. That's people were talking about like accessorizing your vehicle or whatever, but you put a mural on your tailgate. That's it.
It's a dope move. It's a dope move. Not everybody can pull it off.
It's called baller. Man.
Not everybody can pull it off.
Or Brahma Bull.
Susan says she'll do it.
Man, I got Brahma Bull stickers for everybody. I just gotta sneak them on, I guess.
No,
you don't gotta sneak it on. I'll put it on.
Yeah, I don't. Casey's like, I don't have this. Don't even sneak it on. Just give it to me. I'll put it on.
I think that's specific to the frontier market. I don't think that's something.
Oh no, but I bought them for the Ranger.
I know you did. I'm saying I don't want it.
Till you see it.
Let's go camping.
All right. Well, so
he goes to bed early.
I'll do it right.
That's how my. That's how my.
As I walk up to the studio, I'll just put it around. Hey, I just put this shit on your truck.
That's how I had an orange sticker on the back of my truck for 2 years that said "Blown Achilles Survivor."
I still have my Fat Thor, and I get comments on it like, "Dude, what is Fat Thor? Fat Thor." No, that's one of my buddies, Tim, put it on my truck. And it's still on my truck.
And honestly, it's Tim. It would still be there, except you were drunk when you put it on, and it was at an angle, and it drove me nuts
crooked
for
as hell.
a year and a half, dude. It drove me shit.
Tim, you were drunk when you put it on my truck. You put it on perfectly straight.
It's pretty damn straight.
He came and got me. He was like, "Hey, come look at what I put on Cody's truck." I was like, "What?" And he's like, "Yeah, it's kind of crooked, but check it out."
That's what happened. We go to campsites. I'm asleep by 9, and my truck gets molested. I can't get me to get molested though. I've tried. So it sounds like there may be an impromptu run on Sunday. It looks like I got after three requests. I got approval from my supervisor for a Sunday run. The sliders will be done by then. You'll have those done by Sunday, right?
Casey can come down and help me out on Saturday, and then I could probably have them done. No, that was the.
I got work on Saturdays.
I've had.
You can
Mike,
come to the shop.
I've had Mike come and help me. My boy, and he does some grinding, and I take a bunch of photos because I just want him to be familiar with tools and what have you. But I don't think we're going to be able to make it by Sunday. Even if I approve overtime. For him.
And then what?
I got work Saturday, Matt, but you could roll up and I could help you.
He won't walk out to his driveway to do this.
That's what I'm saying.
He's going to drive up to Big Bear to do this. So anyways, we'll see how that goes. There was something else. There was something else we were going to talk about when we kicked back off and we got sidetracked.
It was that thing that I sent you.
Oh yeah, what was that? You sent me something. I got to find it. What was it?
It's Ford talking about incorporating traction boards, like into the truck.
Yeah, there was an article with two patents. Ford has filed 2 patents. One was for tank turn, and the tank turn. So you know how the current Bronco locks up like the rear wheel on the left-hand side and will pivot the truck. So now they're trying to make it so that the front wheels spin in reverse and the back wheels spin forward, and it will lock up opposing tires with the brakes, so the whole truck will spin like pivot on a center axis.
I think that's only for their electric vehicles, though.
Oh, maybe
Because they're a huge investor in
yeah.
Rivian, and Rivian does their truck does that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so I'm assuming there's some shared.
Seems like it'd be a lot easier with like electric motors, you know, the torque and what
Yeah.
have you.
And being able to spin the motors independently different directions.
Exactly.
But they have the drawings for these other things where it's like sliders, but part of the slider is a traction board that you could like, oh, I'm stuck, and you can pull it off of your slider.
So picture.
Well, yeah, it's a step. It's
picture
a step
side
or
steps,
whatever.
like your standard side steps on an F-150 or whatever. But
you can take them off.
you take them off and use them for tread boards. My only argument to that is, by the time you realize you need tread boards, you're already buried to the side steps. Like, how are you going to get them off? There was one patent that showed it as a
integrated into the tailgate,
the tailgate and to the grill,
and into the grill. Yeah,
yeah. But which is, I mean, that's a great idea for having them as part of the vehicle.
See, the picture I'm looking at right now, it's on like on a Ford Bronco. But for the tube doors, it'd be like the it's like
the panel in the door.
The panel, the little panel on the tube door would be the traction board.
I'm trying to find the article that Casey sent, because
it was on Instagram. I sent it to you.
That reminds me of helping my dad back in the day. We were restoring a couple of Chevelles, 396. I think they were 396 Chevelles SS. And they had like a for drag racing, like they would spray a compound in front of the tires to soften them up so that you can then race or whatever. Looking at this detail is kind of a similar looking thing, but I've never seen or actually heard of that actually being an option. So it's almost like, hey, look what we could do, but we're not going to do it for you.
I think it would be cool if traction boards were integrated into vehicles in a way. But I also, again, I have a hard time with them being part of the running boards. Again, by that point, if you're buried in the sand to your running board and you can't get the running board out, there's really no point in having that, right? It would have to be someplace, or you would either have to preemptively pull them off in case you get stuck, which at that point the convenience is gone, or have them mounted somewhere else so that they're not obstructed if you get stuck.
Yeah, it's and they're big, so like they have to be somewhere flat.
Yeah.
Like runs the length of the cab on a 4-door F-150 or something like that. It's like,
yeah. It's interesting. I mean, the one thing I will say,
I think it's innovative. You know what I mean? It's like, but I don't think it's gonna work. Like, I don't think it's necessarily a good idea, but not necessarily a bad idea.
No, and I love the idea that they're trying to push the envelope, right? And how can we focus our efforts on making the truck more off-roadable?
No, they're going, how could we tack $20,000 more onto this truck?
It's like the Rivian with that little back door behind the back seat or whatever that you could put barbecues and whatever. I think that's right. Like, hey, look at the accessories you can stuff in this space that we found. That's all. Hey, how can we get more money out of these suckers?
So it's the traction board that's clipped onto the side of the truck for the running boards. I don't know how that would work, but
what are those other ads? Sorry, you just
where's
some other stuff there.
Where's the one with it into the tailgate?
I didn't see that one, and I
I think you missed something.
I quickly had to move off of that because Matt was getting excited about.
Not quick enough.
Matt was getting excited about.
No,
something.
I'm not gonna work here anymore.
Yeah, you got to recognize like the algorithms I'm used to seeing. You know.
Oh, here. Let me see this one here. So there it is, integrated into the tailgate and then used as the tube doors for like the Bronco.
So you're supposed to like open the door and then pull them off or something?
Yeah, I mean, which I don't think that's unreasonable, right? If you're already
No,
gonna
I
have,
think that's
For you to open the door?
Then you're really screwed at that point. Yeah, the step sides or whatever, that seems. Do you really need that length of tread?
No, you never need that much length. It's everybody knows it's
Of
the
tread.
of the girth of the tread, not the length. But yeah, again,
I think something door length is feasible.
I just like the idea that they're trying new things. Like
Yeah, I mean, if it's targeted for the off-road market, that's a win. Like anything.
Yes, it pushes the envelope. It sees that other people are trying to do. Check this one out. This is Casey. I just found this. It was part of the article. I don't think you.
Yeah, it was a big ass article.
35 plus in your area.
Yeah. So Ford files patent for an SUV fenders with built-in steps and storage. So a patent for steps on the fender and shovel.
That looks like something my kid drew. I mean, to be honest,
that's all it takes, dude.
That's it.
That's all it takes for patenting. Yeah.
Ford.
They got a bunch of
he drew a fender with a shovel in it.
We're like, what if you put a shovel where the motor's at?
You know, it'd be cool.
Yeah.
If you had a Tyrannosaurus Rex arms on the side. But, anyways, I like the idea of them pushing the envelope a little bit, trying to do something different.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think we have exhausted the evening enough for tonight. I appreciate everybody that was in the chat room. Betty White 17 joined us. Angie's still in there. John G. Susan. Tim. Yeah. Tony, everybody, thank you for joining us.
This is like a romper room where you look through the. Remember, they used to look through the hoop. I see John G. I see Rescue Con. I see Susan.
I do remember that. Yeah. I remember that. But
and then they'd say your name, and it's like not you, but you're.
I
just
see
excited.
Matthew, and you're
exactly.
like, no way,
they saw me.
See me.
They saw me. Yeah.
So. All right. Well,
so every John G that hears this, we are talking about you.
You specifically.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, everybody, for watching tonight, for joining us, and we appreciate it. We will. We know we need to plan some off-roading soon. We're trying to figure that out. July is going to be tough for me travel-wise, but we'll think of something. And
July. In May.
I'm just saying. I know. I'm just saying. Already,
it is May.
It is May.
So like, it's like May 10th.
No, I'm just looking at my travel
May
schedule.
the 10th.
Look, I've been drinking tonight, so I'm not really sure.
I'm looking at my schedule for
sure
July. So if we're going to do something, we need to do it either in June or August, is what I'm saying.
There you go.
Or
pedestal.
Or
dude.
May.
Making it about you.
Yeah, did you guys go
or
camping
May.
last
F you.
weekend?
You guys go plan something. I'll be gone.
Wow.
You got,
all right, Jose, let's do it. It's just me and you.
F these guys. Good night.
All month long.
Screw you guys. I'm going home.
You are home.
We're running out of desert weather.
And
yeah, we are.
For sure. All right. We are going to end the live feed right now, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great night.